Ladies and gentlemen, to those among you who are easily frightened, we suggest you turn away now. To those of you who think they can take it, we say, welcome to the madhouse.
Try and take me to the madhouse. To the madhouse. To the madhouse. Try and take me to the madhouse. To the madhouse. To the madhouse. Yeah, broken, ain't dumb. They try to fit me up for something I ain't done.
Welcome to the Madhouse, the #1 podcast for horror reviews, bullshit and booze, and what's that? Wedding announcements? What? My name is Joey, and gracing us with his presence again is the man balls deep in a wedding plan. I'll be cleaning up his bile as he's walking up the aisle. That's right, he's in the vicinity of losing his virginity. It's Jimmy Faulkner!
Yeah, thank you very much.
Have you got any news for us, Jimmy?
Have I got any news? Not really.
I mean, I gave a
No.
slight hint there, may have given a bit away.
No, I've been ducking and diving for a couple of weeks. That's about it, really.
Yeah, having a few drinks, doing this, doing that, popping some important questions.
Do you know me? I go around and I ask important questions everywhere I go. So
Well, I heard a rumour
that's what.
that you asked one important question and someone actually said yes.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. She wasn't drunk, and she did.
Right.
So,
So,
fair
Jimmy
play.
is being all cool about it.
Trying to.
Jimmy and Nat are getting married.
Hey!
Oh yeah.
Some people have said about fucking time.
Have they?
Yeah,
Well,
a couple of people. Yeah.
Have you said to them it's none of their fucking business?
Politely, yeah. Worry about yourselves, dickhead.
Yeah. And they'll be asking other questions that are irritatingly common at that time in life. They probably already have. And you can tell them to fuck off then as well.
Yeah, bollocks to a minute. But yeah, it's all very good. It's all very exciting.
Well,
Very,
congratulations. I have
Thank you
one
very much.
question, which is, how did you do it?
it's not a good story. It really isn't. It's not.
You
It's
might
not
not think
very
it's a good
romantic.
story, but in
Eh?
my mind, you just kind of popped out the ring while you were sat around the breakfast table. Like, yeah, do you wanna?
No, it was. No, you're very right. You're kind of right. But we were in bed, and it was
Uh,
Saturday morning. But Rancid was on. Rancid was playing.
Of course it was.
Um,
Indestructible.
no, it was Salvation that was on.
Fair enough.
So that was not how I envisioned it. It wasn't the first choice. It definitely wasn't the second choice. And it probably would have been down like fifth choice, but it just happened. So it's
To
done
be
now.
honest, it doesn't fucking matter how you do it anyway.
No, I think it's fine. I think it's all right. It's not going to be one. Wow, actually, fuck it. It's all right.
I'm looking forward to the wedding. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, it should be good. So, do you want to be the best man?
Do I want to be the best man?
Do you want to be my best man?
Sure, yeah, of course I do.
Sweet.
Nice
Done.
one. Are you sure you want me?
Hold on, wait. Who's this I'm talking to? Oh shit! Got the wrong
Joe.
podcast.
Do you actually
Sorry, I
want
thought I was FaceTiming someone else.
do you actually want me to be the best man, or are you taking the piss?
No, I was asking you the question.
Oh, you're popping big questions all over the fucking
Popping,
place.
popping big questions. I'm big pimping, mate.
Yeah, of course I will. I shall be honoured to be the best man.
Sweet. I'll
That's
drink to that.
exclusive.
That's what?
Exclusive.
Exclusive, exactly.
Doing
Popping it.
on
Yes.
the podcast.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Jimmy, that means stag do.
It does.
All right. Well, Everybody send your request for the stag do. And just take votes.
Yeah. There'll only be 2 people voting though.
We're going to end up playing Russian roulette in Vietnam.
Sounds good to
Fuck
me.
it, not again. No, we're not doing that again. We'll do something new this time. Did that for my stag do. Awesome. Sweet. Well,
Lovely.
I'm honoured. So thank you very
Good.
much. And yes, of course I'll do it. Should we do a
It'll be fun.
podcast?
Yeah, might as well. Let's do it. It's a horror one, isn't it?
It was something about that. We'll start a wedding podcast. Like every step of the planning along the way. That'll be fun. The alternative wedding planning podcast. There's already
Just get it fucking done.
yeah. Bish bash bosh. We'll call it Bish bash bosh.
Bish bash bosh. Yeah. So that could also be a family one as well, like for children. If you want kids, bish bash bosh. Get it
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. It's a colour of magic, Jimmy.
Color of space.
Oh shit, colour of space.
Or
Sorry.
actually, it's color out of space.
Just try that again. So that's a book, by the way. Colour out of space, Jimmy.
Yes.
What'd you think? First
As a
impressions.
film?
No, I was thinking as a braille writing. Yeah, as a film.
All right. As a film, yeah, I thought it was good. It was all right. It was all right.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure at the end of the last podcast you were pretty excited. Although you were excited because it was on your list.
Well, no, because I watched it already, and then you said about we're doing it for the podcast.
Sweet.
I was like, that's good. Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it the second time.
Is that a 2019 release, this film, isn't it?
Yes, by it's the production company, Elijah Wood's production company
Oh, okay.
did this. They put out Maniac and Mandy and things.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah. I know after struggling for a few years for financing, it was finally, I think it was made and released in 2019, so late 2019 release. That's a pretty good filming schedule. Richard Stanley's. That's a bloke. First film in 24 years since he was thrown off the set of The Island of Dr. Moreau in 96.
Have you seen that film?
No, but I want to because it's one of my favourite books. It's effing insane. I guarantee the film. I don't know what they did with the film. It's not as insane as the book.
So I've watched the film 4 times,
Okay.
but I've only managed to watch about 10 minutes of it, and then I fall asleep.
Okay.
And that's nothing to do with the film. It's one of those things that I used to put on
Yeah.
when I had a couple, and I'd put it on, and then I just fall asleep. So I need to watch it.
Do you know what
sober.
the story is about in general?
I've got the gist of it.
It's like it's incredible because at the time it was written, they were thinking about like limb replacement. You know, like putting someone else's leg on you. Like, could you do it? And they
Yes.
tried it a lot. It's experimental. They even tried, like, there's people like white guys with black guys' legs, and that didn't work. Didn't take, obviously, because the
okay.
genes are so different. It doesn't make any sense. But the book is about that, but someone taking it further and trying to make animals, doing vivisection and splicing animals to try and make them more human and make a different race. It's really just this crazy Dr. Moreau on an island experimenting on animals. It's an amazing book. I love it. But
I might give the book a read.
book's great. It's H.G. Wells. Everything he's ever written, I think, was fucking amazing. You ever seen First Man in the Moon? Read First Man in the Moon?
I've not read it, but I've got the DVD, and it's one of those films I've watched fucking, I don't know, 10, 15 times. I love it.
That's some
Good film.
incredible. Book's incredible. Obviously, War of the Worlds,
Yeah.
incredible.
Classic.
Book's incredible. No film or series has ever done the book, although there was a BBC one recently. That anyway, should we move on?
Yeah, I think we need to get to the actual plot, don't we?
Yeah. Did you know that Richard Stanley, the director, actually wrote a Lovecraft biopic called Providence?
Any good?
I don't know. I haven't read that.
All right, fair enough.
Um,
The original story then was written in March 1927.
That's a long time ago. That's a good. Hey, you've got the actual book in your hand. was
Yeah,
that a
where they've
biopic?
actually spelt the correct word.
Yeah,
Colour.
they have. One of my beefs with this film is they can't spell colour.
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the colour.
Fucking Americans.
I, by the way, never realised how much I wanted to see Nick Cage riding an alpaca until I saw this film, and I didn't get to see it happen. I thought it would happen at some point in this film. I was like, he's gonna get on one of them and like charge to the rescue. Didn't
He
happen.
might have done it. He might have done it while they were just mucking about. But can you ride alpacas?
If you're
That's
pissed
probably
enough.
what the Mayans did, wasn't it?
For sure.
Before they went off back to space. I think that's the thing, actually, that they rode alpacas back to space. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we'll touch on that another time.
I hope we do, because it sounds awesome. But I think it's time for a plot slot. We're 11 minutes deep into this, and I'm not feeling a
Oh,
thing.
fuck.
Right. Timer is. Are you ready?
Yes.
Timer is going.
Nathan Gardner moves his family, including children Lavinia, Benny, and Jack, to his late father's farm. One night, a brilliantly glowing meteor crash lands in their front yard, briefly traumatizing Jack, who's the youngest. The next morning, hydrologist Ward Phillips is surveying the area for a dam development, along with the mayor and the sheriff of the nearby town of Arkham, arrive to see the meteor. That night, Nathan and Lavinia witness the meteor being struck by several bolts of lightning.
Ward notices that the groundwater has taken on an oily sheen when its test strips begin to glow brightly with a strange colour. Spelt the right way. Nice, Jimmy. He
Thanks.
advises the gardeners, spelt incorrectly, not to drink it, while notifying nearby squatter Ezra of the contamination. He is shown a recording of sounds unknown origin coming from beneath Ezra's house at night. Meanwhile, Jack becomes fixated on the property's well, observing strange plant growths and insects, as well as claiming to be communicating with a friend inside the well. Oh, well, friend. A news crew arrives to interview Nathan about the meteor, but finds that it has vanished.
Later, while Teresa is preparing dinner, she absent-mindedly cuts off 2 of her fingers. As Nathan rushes her to the hospital, he leaves Benny in charge. On Nathan's request, Benny goes outside to put the farm's alpacas back in their stables, but does not return until late at night, claiming time had passed instantaneously for him. Meanwhile, Lavinia attempts multiple times to contact Nathan, but they're unable to hear each other through the phone. Upon the parents' return, Nathan lashes out at Benny and Lavinia with uncharacteristic rage.
Nathan becomes frustrated after finding that his most recent harvest of fruits have proven inedible, and Teresa snaps after losing a work client due to the shoddy internet connection, bringing the two to a fight. The same night, Lavinia tries to perform a Wiccan ceremony to save her family, mutilating herself in the process. Teresa suddenly hears Jack and Benny screaming after entering the alpaca stables and rushes to their aid, but in the process, a bolt of colour fuses Teresa and Jack together in a deranged mass.
Unable to start the car or call for help as all electronic devices have stopped functioning, and upon discovering sunlight harms Teresa and Jack, Nathan and the children carry them into the attic. Benny reveals that he had witnessed the alpacas in a horrible mutation due to the color. Nathan decides to euthanize the alpacas with a shotgun after finding they have similarly fused together. Beginning to lose his sanity, Nathan also attempts to euthanize his wife and his youngest son, but he's unable to bring himself to do it.
Lavinia and Benny conspire to leave the farm using Lavinia's horse, but it runs from the property. Before returning inside, Benny insists that he hears the family's dog inside the well, but upon climbing in, he is assimilated by the colour. Nathan displays more uncharacteristic rage and locks Lavinia in the attic with Teresa and Jack, who have turned to aggression. Ward and the sheriff are brought to the farm after a nearby resident discovers a fused mass of animals and arrive just in time to break into the attic. Nathan shoots and kills the monster, i.e. the mother and youngest son, saving Lavinia.
After rushing outside, Nathan attempts to shoot the colour emerging from the well, but the sheriff mistakes Nathan's aim for Ward and fatally shoots him. Ward and the sheriff leave to evacuate Ezra, and Lavinia insists on staying with Nathan. At Ezra's house, the pair only find his desiccated corpse and recording he left behind, where he summarizes that the colour is attempting to remake Earth into something it knows. Heading back towards the farmhouse, a mutated, living, bloody tree kills the sheriff.
Oh shit. Ward returns to rescue Lavinia, but finds her possessed by the colour, which explodes out of the well and forms a funnel into the sky. Ward is shown a vision of where the colour hails from, an exoplanet inhabited by tentacled alien entities, before Lavinia disintegrates. As space and time begin to unravel, Ward enters the farmhouse and is pursued by a murderous apparition of Nathan. He hides in the wine cellar as the colour's distortion of reality drives the property to destruction, leaving Ward the only survivor as he climbs out of the farmhouse's colourless debris.
In an epilogue, a traumatized Ward stands on top of the finished dam, which covers the former property, and narrates that having witnessed the colours take over, he will never drink the dam's water.
Wow. Nailed it.
Yes, absolutely nailed it.
Guess how long we have left after that?
I know, 4 minutes.
4 minutes, 23 seconds.
Yeah, boy.
That's got to be the quickest plot slot ever.
So I'm just going to... All right, I'm going to take this 4 minutes then to explain what the colour is.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to have a little sip. I'm going to have a little sip of my colour.
Yeah.
And it looks like wee. It's not wee. Cider.
Cider.
I'm only on the one drink today as well.
You mean the one variety of drink filled many times?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not doing the top shelf anymore.
Why not?
Last couple, I was just a bit mad. Up at bloody 6 o'clock in the morning, still going. No. Anyway, so the colours out of space is a type of virus capable of surviving even in difficult space conditions. They spread through the cosmos, entering meteorites that, when colliding on planets, release the virus. When this happens, said pathogenic organism is located at a strategic point, and from there it begins to drain all the vital energy from the environment. It is known that an organism is being affected by the virus. It begins to show marks of the same color as the entity on its body, like Jack, all the animals and shit.
Yep.
Once it has absorbed enough energy, the color out of space leaves the planet and takes off into the sky. The lands contaminated by this being are no longer fertile, since once they are completely drained, all the matter that is in them rots, including inert shit like stones and bollocks, and is gone.
Shit.
And that's so it's insubstantial body composed of indescribable color, apparently. But it's a color, basically, that's filled with loads of organisms that contaminate shit. That's what the colors out of space. They're literally called the colors out of space.
Fair enough.
That's
And
what they are. They're these little viruses.
It's Lovecraft does that a lot, doesn't he, with the indescribable color? When you
Yes.
have monsters, he's like, it's a monster so too hideous to even describe.
Yeah.
Seems like a way just to get out of describing it, to be honest.
Well, this color was
Magenta.
what was it in the film? Magenta.
Equal parts blue, equal parts red. Not a natural color. Apparently.
Oh, was it not?
No, I got something written down.
interesting.
Fact, frights and delights for that, I think.
Oh, okay. Shall we move
Maybe
on
we'll
to,
find out more. Maybe we won't. Depends if I decide to write that down. If it was interesting enough, we'll find out after this break. in frights
Yeah.
and delights.
Fly through the sky like a couple of UAPs. It's Frights and Delights.
First fright. I don't know what a UAP is.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
So a UFO.
It's kind of what you call a UFO now. It's a
Is it?
UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Okay, that does make sense. Makes more sense. Right, I gotta go for one.
Oh,
Apparently, this is a delight, by the way.
okay.
It's the first film in a hoped trilogy,
Yes.
with the next film being an adaptation of Dunwich or Dunwich, however you want to pronounce that.
Dunwich Horror, yeah.
Dunwich, if you're down up north. Sorry.
Dunwich.
Have you heard about that new Dunwich film, Jimmy? Part 2, A Colour Out at Space.
At space.
That's what my granddad would say, anyway, if he knew what a horror film was. The
Horror
attic in
film?
which... I doubt he ever watched one. The attic in which Teresa works has an occult symbol as the window. The same symbol that Lavinia has in her hair to tie it back.
Yes.
It's a delight there.
Why is that? Do we know that? Do we know this?
No, because I noticed on a quick glance through today, rewatching, I didn't have time to find out before I had to make the kids' dinner and shit. But I noticed it was there. Maybe I'll give an update and check out what that sign means.
So, yeah, another thing that I wanted to try and find out, I had a little look, but I couldn't find it, was why Nicolas Cage's character is the only one that he's smelling something
Yeah, that's weird.
the whole time.
Do you have an
I
answer?
don't know why.
Or a theory?
I don't have I don't have an answer for it,
Oh,
which is annoying.
you're just teasing me.
I was just teasing. Yeah. No, I don't have an answer for it.
He is literally the only person out of everyone who ever says anything about the smell.
Yeah, but he maybe it's something to do with like he has it on him as well, doesn't he? Because his arms go a little bit
Maybe
crusty
it's
and
his
dry.
own flesh he can smell.
Yeah, it might be its own flesh being changed by the color. I don't know.
Yeah,
might
reacting. Maybe.
I might read the short story again, see if there's anything in there, but I don't think there is about that.
I can
maybe
see
it's
you
just like an
referencing the
interesting
actual
little
book in
bit.
your hand.
Eh?
I can see you referencing the actual book in your hand as you're looking at class.
Yeah. Thanks. I was just about to read it. I was just about to read a little bit, actually, darling.
Can you read it to me, darling? I'll close my eyes and take it in.
So I've got a delight. The first bit in narration that we get from Ward Phillips right at the start,
Yeah.
which is where he gets his name because it's H.P. Lovecraft. It's Howard Howard Philip Lovecraft is his
Okay.
name, and the narrator, the hydrologist, is called Ward Phillips. Howard Phillip. It's nice. It's a good little bit. But the bit at the start where it goes, west of Arkham, the hills rise wild, and there are valleys with deep woods that no axe has ever cut. There are dark, narrow glens where the trees slope fantastically and where thin brooklets trickle without ever having caught the glint of sunlight. So that's literally the first line of Lovecraft's The Color Out of Space. And they put that at the start of the film. I thought that was nice.
Sweet.
And then they went off and did something.
Different. Nice touch, though.
Yeah.
It's a nice touch. I like it when they put the original text in and it's referencing. I mean, sometimes they then fuck off and do whatever they want with the rest of the film.
Well, yeah, there's no morphing of wife and young child in the story.
And they changed all the names as well, didn't they?
They changed the names. It was three brothers in the original, and one does go down the well in
Okay.
the original. One goes mad and gets locked in the attic, but the mother and young son, they don't get morphed together. They don't get morphed together in a
Was a
book,
bit
but
like that.
fucking good. I like that bit.
That was nice. They didn't shout,
It's horrible.
"It's morphin' time!" before they did it. But
God damn it, they
can't have
didn't.
everything.
Ah,
That was a brilliant bit, though. There's some good stuff in this film with the freaky shit going down.
yeah, because the first half of the film, it's a bit slow,
Shit.
and it's like, what's going to happen? Is it? But then I think that horrible bit where Teresa and Jack morph together and they're lying on the sofa. He's coming out the back of her. That's horrible.
Yeah, that's pretty
It
bad.
really is horrible. The noises that they
Yeah.
make is disgusting. I don't think I'd ever want to be like being absorbed. Maybe I'd like to be the absorbee.
Yeah. If you had to
Absorbing
pick one of the
someone.
two, yeah.
Yeah, I'm absorbing someone.
Nice.
Gross.
Yeah. So, director Richard Stanley, had all of his previous collaborators removed from the project by a producer, so he had to work with a brand new crew than he originally thought. And he did say at the end, though, that he thought this was for the best and actually worked out well, as the crew was awesome. And I don't know the story behind it, but that would piss me off.
Yeah.
I would be like, "You want me to make this film? It's cool. Brought these people. I've worked with them before. I know these guys. It's all sorted." And someone's like, "No, we're replacing them with our people because we can." And I'm a
No.
twat. And I'd be like, "That sucks."
Not having it, boy. Not having it.
Nope. There is a weather report playing on TV when Lavinia is washing up, and it mentions Arkham, Dunwich, Kingsport, and Innsmouth.
Yeah.
Innsmouth, all of which are locations in Lovecraft stories. Have you noticed from this that I haven't read all of Lovecraft stories? I can't pronounce half the words. And the ones I have read, I've just read and not watched the films, so I don't know how they're pronounced in films.
There's loads.
Yes.
There's loads. Yeah, there's loads.
I wanted to say about the colour magenta, which you started on earlier.
Yeah.
We said it was equal red and blue, not a real colour. It's an impossible colour, which means it doesn't... Magenta, that is an impossible colour, because it doesn't really exist in the spectrum, but is interpreted in our mind when red or blue are present in equal measure.
Oh.
That's why
like
they
that.
use magenta. So
That's
it's
interesting.
not in the spectrum, it's just the way our mind interprets it when presented with equal amounts of two different colours. Red and blue.
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah, it's nice.
I saw this thing earlier as well. I saw it on IMDb. Both Nicolas Cage and Richard Stanley at one point in their life went in search for the Holy Grail.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. I want to go search for the Holy Grail. I don't even think it
Of
exists,
course.
but the adventure would be nice.
Of course. I fucking love Nicolas Cage.
I cannot believe he's literally just decided to live out some form of kind of national treasure / Indiana Jones adventure.
I don't know. He's just a dude, isn't he? Nicolas Cage. I think he's up there.
Didn't he once buy a
don't-
T-Rex skull off Leonardo DiCaprio just to put in his house?
The guy's just a ledge.
Yeah, I would love to hang out with Nicolas Cage. He's one of
Yeah,
those
it'd be
guys
great.
I'd be like, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah. Did you hear when Ezra was talking about Memorex? I had to look at what Memorex was. Cause I didn't have a. He said, "No one will believe me if I didn't get this on Memorex." It was just a big cassette tape producer in the 70s and 80s. I thought it was gonna be like 8 track, something that went obsolete, but no, it's just Memorex,
Well,
a brand.
yeah.
But it does show how long Ezra has set himself away from society. Society? Did I say society?
Yeah.
Either way, you get what I mean.
Oh, okay. That gives a little bit of a timeline of how long he's been living in his little shack.
Yeah.
Of course it does. But Ezra, played by Tommy Chong.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, you getting it? Because like
Yeah.
Nat wasn't having it. She was like, "Who's Tommy Chong?" And I was like, "What? Dave's not here,
Chong.
man.
Yeah.
Come on."
You didn't take the proposal back, did you?
No, I was gonna, but I was like, "What film? What was your favorite films to get high to then?" And she was, I can't remember what she said. You'd know.
I don't think we really watched films because we went out in the countryside and got high.
Yeah, I know, but if you were getting high and what's the stoner film that you'd watch that you'd associate with your
I remember a film called
growing up?
Biodome.
Biodome, yeah. All right.
Road Trip,
Okay.
and something we watched together last time we got high together. Not that happens anymore, mother and father. What was it? Oh shit, what's it called? I want to say something state troop. What's the fuck?
Super Troopers.
Super Troopers.
No, but I used to get high all the time and watch Up in Smoke. Brilliant. Tommy, Cheech and Chong, always. Cheech and Chong. And then seeing,
Oh, Jade Silent Bob.
yeah, okay, yeah, Jane and Silent Bob. Yeah. But better than that, it's Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke.
Well,
Dave's not here, man.
when I'm allowed to come to your place again one day,
Yeah.
I know what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some
I had it
Cheech
on
and Chong.
VHS. I'm sure we can get it on some sort of digital shit.
What's it called?
Cheech and Chong.
Up in Smoke.
Up in Smoke.
I'll find it. We'll buy it. I'll buy the DVD and we'll make a day of it.
Yeah.
Watch it twice. Right. We're running on time, but I can't let us move on from Frights and Delights without mentioning this. The cost of an alpaca.
Okay.
Nathan goes on about how much the alpacas cost 2 or 3 times. And I was like, it can't cost that much. Who gives a shit about alpacas? A stud? In the UK, this is, for prices, so it's relevant to us. It might be different in the US, but
Okay.
obviously the money exchange will be different, but the hit should... Fuck it. This is how much it costs in the UK. A stud can cost £1,000. And a female of breeding age could cost you up to 10,000.
Get out of town for an
Oh.
alpaca.
An alpaca.
Are they literally the future then? Future of farming?
No, I bet you. No, I bet you that a bloody good breeding dairy cow costs more than 10 grand.
Maybe. I don't know.
If you're
I
gonna
couldn't
get
tell
into
ya.
the business of animal stuff, pastoral farming, I don't think alpacas are the way to go. I don't think, to be honest, if we're on the subject, that the alpacas are the masters of pastoral farming. But maybe in this film, they were the masters of the macabre.
Master of the Macabre.
Welcome to the Master of the Macabre. It's Nicolas fucking Cage. Moving on.
You're damn right it's Nicolas Cage.
Of course,
Shit.
it's Nicolas Cage. Everyone else was good. Everyone else was fine. You know what Nicolas Cage was? Nicolas fucking Cage.
Yeah.
That's where he was.
Yeah. So good. Crazy.
So, send him a medal. Medal's rating
Oh no,
system.
can we talk about his best bits?
Oh, yeah, sure. If you want to go through the motions. Have
Get
you-
the fuck out my face.
Yeah. Get my face, Lavinia. I don't have time for your fucking bullshit, Lavinia.
I love that bit. I think he was getting, that wasn't him. That was what his dad was, wasn't it, in the story?
That's
So that wasn't,
yeah.
if we're looking deep into it, but he was getting kind of taken over by his dad, sort of what his dad was to him. Get the fuck out of my face. And but some of the way he just skipped from being Nathan and then being a slightly little crazier Nick Cage.
Oh, it was so good. Yeah, it's Nicolas Cage. And he was throwing his tantrum in the car when that wouldn't start. That was a beautiful little moment.
That was fucking great acting.
It was.
That was really good acting. Punching the, shaking the wheel. I fucking loved that.
That is how you feel, for me, lately, when the car won't defrost fast enough. Telling it, fuck off! Goddamn ice!
I think other than him when he's swearing at Lavinia, which is that's top quality swearing. I liked it when he walked into the attic and he shot his wife in the face, and he just went, "That's not my family," and walked out.
Clearly, just insane. And
He did some.
walking out. Was like, I'm just going to take care of the alpacas.
Yeah, but he did this. He did this little look like. He did a little look back at his wife. It was just good. It was just good.
He was about to kill his wife, but he backs out. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he gave her a little look.
Lip. He gave her a look and then kissed her on the lips, and it was manky, slimy, like decomposing wife lip. And he went in back for some more. It's the way it's Nicolas Caged.
I don't think that horrible stuff was actually supposed to happen. I think that was just the fake blood and stuff on his face.
Maybe.
Because I don't think she's melting. Because he just went and killed the alpacas and he came back. And I think he had fake blood on his face or the syrup and stuff. And I think when he kissed them, I think that was a little bit of a... They should have cleaned that up. Because the third kiss that he did, it was clean.
It was, yeah, I did notice because the first one made me cringe so much thinking that was like... So I watched the second two thinking, oh, don't go back for another kiss, Cage. Just...
Yeah, but I think that literally was just the sugar syrup stuff that they used.
Maybe that's why he went back for another couple. He was like, oh man, that tasted pretty good.
Sweet.
And got a golden syrup on her face.
But anyway, fuck me. Brilliant performance. Nick Cage has just got fucking better and better.
Yeah, I wanted to do more films and I wanted to do some more. I know I got on about National Treasure, but I really like National Treasure films. Everyone dicks on them, but I like them.
There's some good ones. Knowing, that's a good film. Should watch that.
I have not seen Knowing.
That's good.
Have you ever watched some early Nicolas Cage interviews?
Is he as crazy as
I
think he's going to be?
Beautifully crazy.
I love the way he dresses as well.
He had like his leather jacket and a t-shirt on, and he came on long hair, looking sexy as anything, and was like, "Oh man, so it's hot in here, man. I'm gonna take my jacket off. I'm gonna take the t-shirt off." And he took his t-shirt off and was like ripped underneath, put his jacket on. I was like, "Oh man," flicking his hair everywhere. Like, "Oh, sorry, man. Wee."
Yeah, rock and roll. Yes, Nick Cage.
Right. We need to move on to the Master of the Card before we break records for the longest podcast episode ever. Is one ready?
Yes.
Excellent.
The Madhouse rating system.
Warning! You're about to enter a new dimension of utmost terror straight out the Necronomicon. It's the Madhouse rating system! First up, we got tension and suspense.
Sweet. Well, Jimmy, tell you what, it was a slow start, and I can't say I would have finished the film if I wasn't reviewing it, because it started so slow, and I couldn't stomach some of the cliches. Like, there was a scary well.
Yeah.
There was a dog that barked at it. There was a sink running of water. I mean, Sammy was watching this with me, and I was like, that sink's going to be blood in a minute. And it was.
Yeah.
Then there was a creepy kid literally just sat looking at a well,
Yes.
doing a weird laugh, seeing
Yep.
friends that no one else could see, and saying like, "Oh, sorry, my friend just said something funny. You can't see him. I can." And I was like,
Yeah, he was a terrible actor though, so
yeah, but there were cliches, and it was slow.
Okay.
And I saw everyone going slowly a bit crazy, but it wasn't enough to grab me. And yes, the second half was fucking awesome of this
Yeah.
film. It was incredible. But if you're trying to take my very limited, finite time of life, I don't want to be bored for half an hour just so you can slowly build up your film.
yeah, but would the second half be as incredible if the first half wasn't as boring?
How about this? It could have been the first quarter that was boring, and 3/4 of the film could have been awesome. I don't
Okay, yeah, all right, fair dues.
I
yeah,
don't think they
fair
needed
enough.
to build up for that long. I was literally getting stressed at the screen. Simon was next to me and going, "Is this a horror film?" And I'm like, "Yes. If something doesn't happen in the next 5 minutes, it's getting a bad review."
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, okay.
But it did pick up, and obviously the second half was incredible. But that was my beef. After the slow start, it picked up really well and was a constant bombardment of beautiful craziness that doesn't stop. Bashes out one thing after another. Alpaca heads exploding. Just an abundance of like mental shit going on out of the blue or out of the magenta, whatever.
Yes, out of the magenta. Nice.
And I am genuinely torn as to what to give this. So you say things now.
Well, I think that the first half built it up to make the second half as good as it was.
So it's the foundations.
I think the first 45 minutes building the foundations of how it was slow, but you saw everybody kind of after the meteorite hit, you kind of saw everyone just kind of suddenly switching character a little bit and going a little bit little bit mental, and then it all comes together at the end.
I think
I
it's
don't
too
know.
long for me. I've already predicted what's going to happen here while writing these notes out earlier.
Okay,
My
what you
prediction
saying
was
then?
you would want to give it a point for tension and suspense. And I would be like, it had really good tension and suspense for half the film. Well, I didn't know what the fuck was going to happen next, but bored the shit out of me for the first film rather than building up the tension from me. So I would be half a point. So we would compromise and end up on 3/4 of a point.
Oh, I think we should just give it half a point.
Oh, all right, fair enough. That's a really big compromise on your part, though. Unless you weren't going to do that. I mean, that was my prediction.
I was going to give it a point, but I think half a point. Let's just cut the shit and we'll just say half a point.
All right,
Half star.
fair enough.
Right.
half a
What
point,
is
star.
the next one? I forgot.
The gore.
It's gore and visual effects. Boy.
You don't save the forgetting it by saying boy at the end. It's deranged, amazing practical effects, brilliant all the way through, except for one bad CGI cat.
Yeah.
Color is absolutely incredible. Visual.
G-spot.
What?
G-spot.
Oh, the cat,
That's what the
yeah.
cat was called.
Oh, was
Sorry.
that the cat in the middle of the road?
Yeah, G-spot.
Fuck, didn't put those.
And then it becomes morphed into the other horrible thing that the farmer finds. And
I did not put
Ward.
that together.
Ward spots the neck thing that what are they called? Collar.
Yeah, I didn't put that together.
Yeah, because Ezra, he already predicted it a while in the film. He was like, Ward was like, "Where's G-spot?" And Ezra was like, "Oh, I don't know." And he's like, "Well, when you see him, you won't." I think he said
You
you
won't
won't know
recognise
it's
him."
him, or you won't recognize it's him.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't find that clue. Visual effects are just stunning anyway. I don't know whether my favourite bit of gore is the fused together mother and son entwined and monstrously mangled, or the exploding head alpaca lips. What do you think?
I think they've done very well of use of actually doing practical
Oh,
effects
yeah.
rather than CGI, which you've got to give credit for.
Always, I would prefer bad practical effects to okay
Yeah, I want,
CGI.
I want to see. Yeah, I want to see little alpaca heads just being sharp. That was good.
So
that was
good.
all right. I don't want to see CGI shit of that.
Also, isn't that like a bit what the whole horror thing is about? Like, how did they do that? That's really well effects.
Yeah.
Oh, when they did this, how they actually got that effect is they kind of melted different things in different layers and blew up an eyeball
Yeah.
of a sheep, and it's all great fun. And the way they figure out how to do these practical effects, I feel like, is a big part of the horror film. Strategy, not strategy. There's a
Yeah.
word better than that. I'll fill that in editing. But do you know what I mean? When you can just explain
Full
it,
bag.
yeah. When you can just explain it as CGI, it's not as fun, and
Yeah, it's not as fun.
it's not as good either. It doesn't look
No.
as real. You can always tell.
No.
Stupid
Yeah.
cat. But yeah,
That's got to be a star all the way for that one, surely.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay, next one we have. It's got to be performance. It's got to be, isn't it? Looking at your face, is
Yes, it is. Yeah, I'm just thinking
Right,
about what
okay.
to say.
it?
I think it had obviously 100% effort, but I didn't think it always hit the mark because some of the people kind of moved on, like seemingly nonplussed from big things that happen. Like it's really well acted, and most of the
Yeah.
time I got no complaints. I think the water guy was crap. The hydraulic
Ward Phillips.
was that the
His
character's
character.
name? Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
so
like a-
he's the main. He's the narrator of this.
Yeah. The character's like a 20-year-old from the water department, but happens to be an expert in all sciences whenever a particular scientific skill set is needed.
That is true, and also right at the end, like when he stood on top of the dam, and how they aged him to be like
Yeah.
it was years and years. They put a little bit of grey in his beard,
Yeah,
but
and
he still
was
looked like he was 22.
I will never drink water from this dam. It's like, yeah, no shit. No one who had seen that shit would drink water from that dam. Fucking move
Yeah.
away. Why are you stood there? Why are you stood on
Yeah.
that dam? Piss off. You know it's a fucking area of shit.
Yeah,
Not that that's an acting performance skill, but still, I like to get that out there. So, yeah, I thought he was probably the I don't want to say it, but the worst.
are you saying he's the worst?
Yeah.
I thought he was all right. I thought
Did you?
I was gonna put him just below Nick Cage.
Well, it's a character flaw as well as an acting thing. It was a character. You can't have a 20-year-old hydrologist.
Well, we don't know. We don't know how old he was. He might have been a bit older than that.
Well, he looked about 20. And a
Wow.
20-year-old can
You
be
know
a
what they
hydrologist.
say, though.
I'm just saying. He also just seemed to be an expert in everything they needed at any point. Anytime something needed explaining or they needed any help, it was like, that's that guy.
But
He's got a degree. He must
yeah,
know
but this
everything
is-
in the world.
this is like small town. This is Arkham, Dunwich, Ipswich area. It's a small town. They've not got a lot of. He's from Miskatonic University as well, so he's got a lot of knowledge, and it's a very small community. So maybe, like he knows everything. The people think, oh, you've got a B in maths, you must know how to
Math things.
run the fucking stock market. Do you know what I mean? Like backwater, small town sort of thing. Oh, he's got a degree in art. He must be able to paint the fucking moon. I don't know, but do you know what I mean? So what are you gonna say on the old performance then?
I'm going to give it a point.
Give it a point. Yes, that's what we at 2.5.
That's the one.
Right, musical score and them old sound effects?
I believe the musical score and sound effects. Webster's dictionary defines musical score and sound. The sound effects. The soundtrack is, I think, quite majestic and grand as well as otherworldly, and it kind of manages this while having like that occulty feeling.
Yeah.
It could also work as a soundtrack to another film, kind of culty or occulty, like Midsummer or Apostle, our classic shit first ever episode. And yeah, I liked it. I thought it was really good. I'm not going to bang on about all the musical shit again. Just it had the right tone, the right feeling.
Oh, hold on a minute. There were some very annoying parts in it. It was the fucking high pitched. It sounded like feedback, but it wasn't feedback. You could just hear it in the background, like.
That sounded like the fused together mother and son. Do you mean
Yeah.
during
were-
the music
yeah, but there
playing,
was-
or just randomly in the background? I can't.
No, it was just randomly in the background when I think it was to represent the colours sound, but you could just hear it in the background and it sounded like an alarm going off. It's just a bit annoying. But maybe that was the point. So fuck, I don't know then. Definitely didn't like Jolie Richardson and that one morphing together. That was a horrible sound.
Yeah, but that was definitely the point of that sound.
Yeah, it was horrible.
If you want to give musical score and sound effects for the irritatingness of a sound they put in, you can do that. Give it half point, half star, half a whatever, half a fused
I'll give it half.
Pair.
I'll give it half.
half fused pair.
I'll fuse it. I'll fuse half with the other half, so that makes it 3, right?
I don't know. I don't follow this shit.
Fused is 3.
Moving
Last
on.
one.
Yeah.
It's overall experience.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we can, yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Bruv. Yeah.
Huh?
Give it one.
Yeah.
Take one away. Or leave it as it is. And we can both make that decision. So you can get 6 out of 5. I feel like we haven't explained that for a while. I'm pissed as fuck, and I'm desperately trying to pronunciate my words.
Words. It's
Words.
the only way.
You can give it a point, Jimmy. You can leave it as it is, or you can take a point away, and we can both do that. So it can be end up being a -1 out of 5 if it's absolutely shit, or it could be a 6 out of 5 if we get too drunk and watch Hereditary. Apparently, apparently that's what we did then. But we retroactively fucked that shit up and changed Hereditary back to a 5 or a 4 out of 5. I can't remember. Anyway, whatever. What about this one?
Well, I did enjoy this film.
Yep.
I liked it. I was excited when I first watched it because I knew of the story and I like Nick Cage. I did obviously think that first bit was boring, but then it's like, hold on a minute, the last bit's amped it up, so maybe that first bit needs to be that boring to amp it up.
No one ever makes their first part of their film boring on purpose. If that was part of your yeah, whatever.
But I'm
Said my
interested.
piece.
Yeah, I'm interested to see then if they're gonna do Dunwich Horror
I hope so.
as the next one, which will be exciting. Pardon me. But I would leave it at 3. Fucking hell, sorry, I got a bit of wind here. I'd leave it at the 3 fucking hell, sorry, I'm struggling here, boy. Hold on, let me have a drink.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
more
that's
booze,
all
that'll help. Yeah, just whack more carbonated cider down that gusset.
Wah, I'd say I'd leave it at 3. I'd say I'll give it 3 out of 5.
Same here though. If I watch the first half, I'd be like, take one away. If I watch the second half, I'd be like, give it 1. Hard. But
All night long.
they
Yeah.
put them both together, balances out as neutral.
Boom, merge, melting together.
Merge. That first half of the film Maybe they did that on purpose. They merged the first arm, first off, whereas the little growing up one with the more
Yeah.
mature half and the second half,
Yeah.
merge them together, you end
Yeah.
up with a 3 out of 5.
Yeah. Lovely.
Sometimes we almost sound like we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, to us. I think to other people, maybe not. Oh, maybe.
I
don't know.
sometimes wonder
Let's
if this
merge.
podcast is really happening or if it's all in my mind. That would explain our download figures anyway, Jimmy.
Whey!
Are you ready to give me your next film choice for the IMDb challenge?
Yeah, I've been back and forth on this all day. I've had loads flying about.
Okay.
Didn't know whether to go. I didn't know whether to go, which decade to go for. We just done this. This is quite recent. We just done Day of the Dead, which is 80s. and then
Scariest
before
stories to
that-
tell in the dark. Last one, 2018, 2019, something
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. Another one. And then before that, we did The Haunting, which was 60s. So I didn't know where to go.
It's a good
So-
eclectic mix.
Yeah, so I was flitting about all over the shop, which one, and then now I've settled on one. Should I? I think could be could be a good one. So I'll give you the description.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
During a rescue mission into the Amazon rainforest, a professor stumbles across lost film shot by a mysterious documentary crew.
This is Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah, boy!
Shit. Yes.
Yes, you got one. Yes, got one. Put that on the tally. It's one of the most controversial films of all time.
Yeah, that and the Jeffrey Epstein documentary.
Classic.
Yeah.
That'll go down. That'll go down in history in a couple of years. But yeah, this is one
I
of the
got
most
one, Jimmy.
controversial. Yeah, well done.
Nailed it. Only because it was nearly my choice last time. But still, a win's a win.
A win's a win. One of the most controversial films ever made back in the day. It's probably I think it's one of the first found footage films ever,
Yeah.
or kind of started that genre.
Yeah.
The director got fucking I think he got arrested on murder for it.
What?
Had to go to court, all the things they had to get. Yeah, he got arrested and they took him to court for murder, and they had to actually get the actors in and to say no, this is a film. It was banned in like 30 odd countries or something.
Shit.
It was a big deal. Literally one of the most controversial films ever made. And yeah, he had to get the actors in to say, no, these are actors. I didn't murder anyone. And it went to court and everything. Massive. And it was banned for years. And yeah.
Well, I look forward to the full update during the full episode.
I'm excited. It's
Sounds like one of those fun
up
ones to
there,
research.
one of my favorites. I love it.
Awesome.
You're
think
right, Nate. Just gave me a thumbs up. Awesome.
Gets the Joey seal of approval. Sounds like we nailed another episode, Jimmy.
Yeah, big old daddy papa.
Are we done? I think I should go to
Yep.
sleep now. Don't forget to subscribe to the Madhouse Podcast on your favourite podcast app, iTunes, or wherever you find your podcasts. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and email us your requests, views, opinions, crazy ramblings, and personal horror stories at the madhousepodcast@outlook.com. And we will see you next episode for a Cannibal Holocaust on the Madhouse Podcast in 2 weeks.
Yeah, boy! Bye! Yes. What?
Do you know the one good thing about the alpacalypse?
No.
It's smaller and less angry than Llamageddon.
What
Thank
the-
you. Sorry. I'll pack up my bags.
Oh, wow. How many have you got? Oh,
I'm done.
oh dear.